Hello, hello, and welcome to Unapologetically Yours. I am your host, Melinda Dawn. And it has been a great day, a wild couple of days, and I'm excited to join you. I've been thinking about you, I've been thinking about content, and I've been having interesting conversations. I'm trying to see, there's a green towel. All right, so I'm about to pick up my kids. So, y'all know I have this thing here. And interestingly, my husband and I recently defined some priorities, some people priorities. And it was a very great exercise. We also spoke about personal development ultimately today. And what happened with that? There was something funny and I wanted to share it. So, you know how you opposites attract, right? But then also sometimes like attracts like, so we have a little bit of both of those things going on. It's sometimes been challenging in the past. Like, if I was depressed, which I try not to use that word, certainly not in the current tense, you don't get to also be depressed. Like, only one of us at a time. And if I'm mad and you weren't mad, but I'm mad and I express my anger and then you get mad, that's not fair. That's not right. I was mad first. Address my anger first. This has come up before with you guys. You have been privy to this theory, this thought that I have. So, development, personal development. I have made some significant moves and changes. I had not worked in 7 years. And then all of a sudden I had 2 jobs, and they were both commission jobs, and they were both take a lot of your time jobs. And I couldn't do it all. Plus, I think I told you, I was learning how to play bridge, which I love cards, and my friend Barb and I were going to hang out, and I was only going to work part-time, 3 days a week, but then it became very much an overtime job, which is okay, because I am in the prime of my life, right? Apparently, it's not time for me to retire, even though I want the soft life. I'm going to give myself the soft life. My husband's going to help me have the soft life. But right now, there's some things that we got to do differently. We got to have a very purposeful intent, because we made it this way life in order to achieve the goals. Unless someone gifts me with some lottery money or something. So, lots going on, lots shifting, lots changing, but still, I give with my whole heart so others can show up as their true selves, loved without limits. That is who I am, and more. And I am all that I am, and I'm pretty freaking spectacular. And today I had this conversation, and tears came to my eyes as I realized, as I tried to tell myself words intellectually, that it was safe for me to learn. It was safe for me to let go. It was safe for me to surrender. It was safe for me to not have all of the knowledge. It was safe to entrust myself, my future, in somebody else's hands. It was safe for me to not have all the answers and to not be in control and control mode. And this expression led to a realization that I need some more support. Luckily, I do have the support of my husband. And thankfully, man, I told him today, and he was looking so good. Oh my goodness. In the kitchen with the shirt off. And I was like, dang. It just looks so sexy, and how lucky I am. And because we'd had this other conversation about what I just was talking about, right? Talking to someone and realizing it's hard for me to let go. It's hard for me to, have a clean slate. It's hard. Um, yeah. Anyway, had all those discussions. He and I talked about uh, like reading, right? So I'm starting this book, Prosperous Heart by Julia Cameron, and that I want him to do. So I have to order it for him. And I was, given the big names, Esther Hicks, Zig Ziglar, Dale Carnegie, Napoleon Hill, right? To flood my brain with these things, to brainwash myself into confidence, into ability, right? I must believe I can achieve these things, and then that belief turns into knowing. But isn't belief and knowing the same thing? I don't know. But what I do know is that I said two words, which was, I'm ready. So I'm ready. And then I asked my husband permission. Like, hey, I want to do this thing. So I let go of the bridge. Bye, ladies. Thank you. And I let go of some other mentorship, and I let go of some expectations of me doing daily work with that second commission only thing. And I am giving my all. So instead of being a jack of all trades and a master of none, I'm gonna master the mess out of this endeavor that I'm doing, that I'm choosing on purpose. And I'm ready. But it requires learning, it requires unlearning, it requires letting go of the human need to be significant. That's a big thing for me. That's been a driving force. So this is like Tony Robbins stuff. 6 human needs. First one is for certainty. One is for uncertainty. So like in relationships, some people like they can't be bored, you know, because they want this level of uncertainty. Some people want stability, and that stability is the certainty piece. But we need all of them. One is love. Maybe it's like love and connection. And I don't know what the other ones are, but a driving thing for me is to be significant, which is how and why I suppose that I show up significantly, that I show up aggressively helpful, why I give my all, pour my all into others. And it's not for the feedback. It's not for that what they will say or do, because many don't say or do. It's definitely not for the reciprocity, but it's just to like I know that I gave. I know that I loved. I know that I provided. And so that's that. So I'm having to, I think I have to let go of that. I have to let go of that and be like a brand new baby, fresh ABCs. That's what's up. So let me get back to this thing. So my husband and I were talking about that stuff, and he was sharing about not necessarily the word motivation, but when he was a kid, his parents wanted him to do the dishes, and he stood there for a couple of hours. He shared and did not do the dishes, and they were going to win that fight, that war, that argument, that request. And we talked about what that could have looked like differently. Like, could there have been a conversation? Like, if that were to come up with us, with one of our kids, there was resistance that he had. And I've played that game. I don't necessarily want to call it a game, but I did. There was a moment with Kalel, and I looked over there because that's where I was sitting, where he was not going to win. He was going to do what I said. He was going to do what I said. I was going to, in that moment, I don't know, break that will, if it is. I hate even saying that. I do not like how that sounds. I am going to share this other thing because it just popped into my head. If you guys are watching on Spotify or YouTube, you saw the look in my face, that flash in my eyes. And so this is what had happened. Kalel was doing homework last night, and Michaela Sue wanted some homework. So I created a sheet where I had words strung together on, like I made lines and all that stuff, right, for her to trace over. And then she wanted a duplicate. She wanted it to be identical. Identical. That's from my cousin Vinny. So anyway, I redid it. I missed a word. I made it two separate sentences instead of, would the word be conjoining? Conjunction, using the word and. I didn't put the and, but then the placement of the words got all messed up because of it, and she was not happy. I showed her when she complained. I showed her, look, I'm so sorry, it's missing this word, but all the other words are there. Okay. And I was preparing dinner for them. So then she scribble scrabbled on it and she presented it to me, and I said, oh, wow, look at that. Look what you did on the page. Oh, that's so amazing. And she got upset because guess what? She wanted me to be angry. So she started fussing. She was like, no, I don't want you to like it. And I was like, oh, did you do that? Because you wanted, what did you want? She was like, I wanted you to be angry. Okay, well, I'm sorry, honey, because mommy is choosing to be patient and loving. And that's what you got. And then very soon after that, what she really wanted was a hug. What she really wanted was connection. And this is where I'm joining the two things. So maybe that's what Jacob needed. I don't know how old he was when he was so tenacious as to not to do the thing that they said to do, which he eventually did. But I wonder what he was craving in that moment. I wonder if he needed a break in that moment. I wonder if there could have been an option like, look, buddy, you gonna do these dishes. You going to. You finna do these dishes, all of them. You gonna wash them, soap, sponge, water, hot, cold, rinse, dry, put away, all the things. But what's going on with you? Why are you resistant? Nobody likes to do the dishes, but is there a particular reason that you don't want to today? What's going on? Did something happen? Did something not happen? Were you hoping something would happen? What's going on, buddy? And you can either do it tonight, or you can wake up really early in the morning and get it done. But before going to school, these dishes have to be done. Which do you prefer, right? And so I kind of shared that with Jacob, partly because this could happen in the future with our kids, something similar. And will we give them an opportunity to choose? Will we give them some agency? Will we help them to feel like there is a choice that they can make, where, because what they're fighting is for their autonomy, So now back to the thing that I keep not telling you that I'm going to tell you right now. So after this talk, and I got to be careful because, okay, there we go. I had to visually do that. And anyway, let me explain. So I'm in the kitchen. I'm seeing that sexy man. Woo! And I said, Braveheart! I don't know Braveheart's speech, right? The William Wallace speech, Mel Gibson with the blue, but it's very inspiring. And so he knew exactly what I was doing. Like, I was kind of pumped up. I had made this decision to give my all, be my all, do some extra work. So this very part-time job has turned into a full-time overtime job That requires weekend studying on my part, again, to become a master, to know it. But it's also going to require a lot more other work, internal, on my own work, less hours of sleep work. And so I didn't have, the phrase or the speech. I just said Braveheart, and then he goes, random movies, inspirational quotes. And it was hilarious. It was hilarious. And I wanted to share that with you. So that's what's up with me. And I'm excited. I'm excited. I didn't really feel that one because as I was saying, I'm excited, and I was a moment ago, but as I was just saying it and I whispered it instead, I'm going to be honest with you. I would much rather be retired now already and just have no worries and have all of the freedom and none of the obligations like financial concerns, and that's not where I am yet. However, I'm finna be. I am I'm getting there, and so I'm making choices now. I'm prioritizing now. I am redefining now, and I'm being intentional and creative now. And I want you to join me. I want you to have your own endeavor, adventure of purposeful intentionality. I want you to be your authentic self. I want you to have a clear what number is this? Fifth energy center. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Throat chakra for those of you who are into that side of it. Clear that throat chakra. Be you. Be true. Be true to you. Right? Speak the truth. Don't lie. And what I mean with the don't lie is don't live a life that is a lie. Sometimes you gotta lie. It's true. Sometimes you gotta lie. Sometimes you need to lie to protect yourself. And I pray that you teach your children that too. That sometimes it's okay to say, oh yeah, my mommy just can't come to the door right now. Instead of my mommy's at work and ain't nobody here right now. That's a different story, right? Energetically, she's there. Anyway, sometimes you have to lie and it's okay. And sometimes you lie and it's not okay. And sometimes you lie because it's your language. And sometimes others lie to protect themselves as well. Children lie all the time to protect themselves. Fear of missing out, fear of being punished, fear of being judged, fear of not being loved, fear of being misunderstood, all of the things. We do lie. Some are just better at it. I'm not that good at it. But I have recently lied. Sure did. And I stand by the lie of my own protection. And I stand by the prioritization that happened after that. And I am free. I am free. And I invite you to be free too, but I invite you to speak the truth, right? Speak the truth over your life. Speak the truth of who you want to be, who you are, who you choose to be. Pursue what you desire, what you want, what you need, what you crave, what is woven into the very fabric of your being. Be that. Be true to that. Choose you. Choose you. Prioritize you. Define you and the people and the energies that you want around you. Protect yourself with the honesty. Protect yourself with the fabrication if necessary. Protect your peace with who you engage with, who you choose to, who you keep around, who you don't keep around, who you give access to, and who you block access from. Protect you. Be you. Be beautiful. Be beautiful. Be beautifully you, who you are meant to be. Find out what that is if you don't know. If you're miserable at work, maybe it's because that ain't your work. It ain't the kind of work. And, nobody likes to work, but some people do. Some people love what they do. I have loved what I've done, and it was amazing because I was my awesome self, my glorious, magnificent, wear an invisible crown self. Braveheart! Inspirational quotes! Be brave. Be brave. Brave enough to be honest with yourself. Brave enough to speak up and not have this all blocked and closed off and, just to be miserable. Because if you just ask, sometimes all you need to do is ask. Ask and you shall receive, right? Sometimes all you have to do is ask. And maybe the answer will be no, but it could be yes. But also maybe it's just no from that person and it's yes from somebody else. And you just got to find your yeses, but also your no's will save you. Oh, thank God for the no's. Thank you, God, for the no's. Thank you. Woo! Thank you for turning my yeses into no's and my no's into yeses. Thank you. Be brave. I dare you. Now, I'm trying to figure out, how do I close out? What if? Here it is. What if being unapologetically me, the all that I am, is the thing that sets someone else free? What if it sets you free? I hope so. I know so, maybe so. I look forward to connecting with you again.